Guys, just today I saw someone post the mileage of their Tesla Model 3. No battery replacements have been done. This is a late 2018 model, so it's actually just under 6 years old. It's about to hit the 6-year mark, and the mileage is incredible. This is on the same battery. Now, there is another person who knows this person, and the other guy he did 400,000 miles in his Model 3. Same battery. He replaced his battery at the 400,000 mile mark because he wanted to get longer range, not because it had failed. So a lot of people still think that batteries in EVs, it's one of the biggest myths, isn't it? What do people say? Your battery's only going to last you 2 years, 5 years. As soon as it gets out of warranty, your battery's going to fail. That's actually not true at all. Here are the numbers from one of the most, well, to be honest, amazing examples I've seen. But there is actually 4 different Model 3s that I've been tracking that have all done more than 400,000 miles. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us. And I want to say a big thank you to the company that enables me to charge my EV for free. They are Resync Solar. Now, when I say free, yes, of course, when you get a solar system, you do have to pay for it, but it pays itself off so incredibly quickly here in Australia. So I recommend, if you've got an EV, get a solar system. And if you want to, use the company that I used. I don't get any payment from them or anything like that, but I'll put a link in the description below, and they have the best reviews in Australia. They're called Resync Solar. So this Tesla Model 3, speaking of charging, it has done plenty of fast charging. It's done plenty of slow fast charging. I think mostly fast charging though. And when I say mostly fast charging, that's the only real way you can hit this kind of mileage in such a short space of time. This Model 3 has actually done 452,000 miles, 452,457 miles. It's a long-range dual motor. It was purchased in late 2018. Tesla did actually start deliveries in late 2017 of the Model 3. So this was about a year after the initial launch or initial deliveries began of the Model 3. That means it's about 6 years old. In that period of time, 452,000 miles, which is actually exactly 727,423 kilometers. So 727,000 kilometers this vehicle has done, which is pretty freaking insane. Here's what the guy said. His name's Sal. Sal said, how long do Teslas last? This 6-year-old Tesla Model 3 has 452,000 miles on a single battery. So far, just posted an update 2 minutes ago. And there are actually, like I said, there's quite a lot of Model 3s that have done more than 200,000 miles. There's heaps of them. There's actually a fair few Model Ys now that have done more than 200,000. Quite a lot that have done over 300,000, but there's not many over 400,000 just because how many miles can you do in 6 years? I mean, this guy's doing a lot of driving. To get 452,000 miles or 727,000 kilometers done in 6 years means you've got to do a lot of driving and a lot of supercharging. So the question is this, right? Does supercharging damage your battery pack? Well, there's a few people with Teslas that have done over 300,000 miles and their battery degradation is sitting between 15 to 18%. Probably closer to 18% for most people that I've been tracking. And they've charged, some of them do more supercharging, some do more home charging. To be honest, it doesn't seem to make any difference. I used to think it did. I mean, it's kind of an industry myth. People think fast charging your car, supercharging your car actually damages the battery, but I don't think it does. There was a study done by Recurrent. Recurrent looked at thousands of Teslas. They asked owners how much they supercharged, how much they charged at home. The owners that said they supercharged frequently, their battery degradation was almost no different to people who charged at home. So honestly, don't feel like, you got to do a lot more kilometers, got to do more supercharging, or maybe if you don't even have a home charger, it's okay. It doesn't really matter. And this kind of proves my point. EV batteries last a lot longer than an internal combustion engine, right? How often do you find an engine that has had nothing done to it and is still driving at 452,000 miles, right? There are cars getting around that are internal combustion cars that have done that range, but almost all of them are on their second engine. And if they're not, they've done massive amount of reconditioning, spent many, many thousands of dollars. There's always, bullshitters around that will tell you that their car's been going for 750,000 Ks and they've done nothing to it. It's amazing, just goes, you know what I mean? And they just forget all the stuff they've done. They're hardcore brand fans that don't really want to tell you the truth. Now, the reality is here, we know the average kilometers, right? For an internal combustion engine car, the average is actually pretty small. It's actually only about 230,000 kilometers. Just over 150,000 miles before, about 150,000 miles. That's the average, right, before vehicles are scrapped. That's in America and Australia. It's pretty similar numbers. But as you can see with electric cars and with battery packs, what will happen most of the time is your battery pack will outlast the life of your car. You got to tell people this stuff, guys. There are so many people that don't know this. A lot of your friends, they post, I see this stuff on social media. Oh my goodness. So many morons posting stuff on social media about EV batteries dying and about how amazing their gas car engines are. It's ridiculous. It's all just nonsense. It's fear of change. It's probably what people used to say when they had old Nokia 3310s and they had old BlackBerry phones. I remember there was some hardcore BlackBerry fan phones. They have all those buttons on them and they were like, iPhones suck, iPhones are crap, smartphones are rubbish, BlackBerry phones, they're the thing. And they'd pull out their BlackBerry and they'd be like, oh, look at, they'd be really showing it off. I remember seeing people at church doing this. They're like, I'm in the BlackBerry crew. Look how good this is. Looking back, it's sort of ridiculous. But that's a similar sort of scenario where people, boast about their old school stuff, which is actually kind of sucky. And they kind of focus on anything, clutch at straws. Oh, look at that, EV batteries are getting replaced all the time. The truth is modern EV batteries most cars, not all of them, but most cars are incredibly good and will outlast the life of the car. What do they do with the battery after that? Use it for energy storage. Use it at your home. I mean, cars in crashes, people are buying them and using the battery packs for their energy storage at home or for their caravans. Now, if the battery was completely exhausted, which it seems like cells are very rare, you might get a few cells in one big battery pack after hundreds of thousands of miles that are faulty, you can replace those cells. If you don't want to do that, let's say the battery degradation's enormous because you've done hundreds of thousands of miles, then you can recycle the battery pack. It's called black mass. Just scrapping the battery pack, actually black mass is worth $10,000 a ton. When I last checked, it might be down to $9,000 a ton. It's very profitable. Now think about the weight of a battery. It's about half a ton, right? That means the battery pack just being recycled is worth nearly $5,000. You could never ever say that about an old engine. Thanks for watching.